Next up on the Cosmic News Network, First Contact with Joshua Pope.
Good morning, Earthlings. Good. How you doing today? Good. How you doing today? Welcome to First Contact Radio. Welcome to First Contact Radio. To talk about all these things we're talking about is because in life, everything is energy. Every single thing that's out there.
Yo, it's First Contact with Joshua Pope. He's the man on the mic, just in case you didn't know it. Covering news from all around the globe, from the weather and space to UFOs. We'll talk politics and make you open your eyes. Conspiracy theories and government lies. We'll dig it all up and try to find the proof. Cause the times is demand the truth. It's time.
First Contact Radio. We have arrived. First Contact Radio. We have arrived. First Contact Radio. First Contact Radio. We have arrived. First Contact. Good morning, Earthlings. Welcome back to First Contact Radio. How you doing today? Glad that you could be here. Today is Thursday. It is the 4th of February. Our sun sign is in Aquarius for 2 weeks longer yet. You can see it turns 2 weeks from today. It turns into Pisces. So today our sun sign is still in Aquarius, which is an air sign, and our moon sign is making a transition. It's currently in Sagittarius, but it's going to be going into Capricorn. The void, of course, happens at about 12:30 today, and so most of the day is going to be in a void place. Right now, here's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the moon square Jupiter. The moon square Jupiter. So what I think what this is, in my humble opinion, I think today's a day of truthfulness, and I think it's a day where we need to take an accounting on what it is that we find is truthful in the world, because we have a square. A square is a lesson. Okay, we have this square here, and this happened at 4:04. This is the energy that's coloring the moment, the day. So we have truthfulness is being expanded, but as it is being expanded out, there's a lesson that needs to be learned as there's an expansion of truth. And I think therein lies the question. What is our truth? Where is the line that we draw? You know, we could look at all of the problems that we're having in America. We could look at the problems we're having in the world, and we could either go along with being part of the problems, or we could draw the line in the sand and saying we're not going to be involved with deceitfulness anymore. And that's the problem. Okay, regardless of what the politicians are doing, the people are being just as deceitful in many ways, sometimes willingly, sometimes unwillingly. The people who make up the majority of the planet, far outnumbering any of the politicians or those involved with causing any problems, the people need to stand on a pillar of truth, on a mountain of truth. If we do that, amazing things will happen. So that's our challenge, truthfulness. Truthfulness, because we're going in later back into Capricorn. We're going into the Capricorn moon sign. Remember what Capricorn is? Capricorn is the devil. So right now, we've got Temperance. The angel wants to bring us to truth. And right behind it, we got Capricorn, who is saying, well, this reminding us of the physical world, wanting us to immerse ourselves in the physical world. That truthfulness will be very important. What's taking place right now is happening in the physical world. All of these events here in America, they want us to be believed that's everything, but we have to follow the truth. We have to look for the truth in things. Otherwise, we're the ones who are going to suffer in the long run. The new moon is coming up on Monday, the 8th. Right now, we still have 18.4% of the way to go before it gets there. So we just have a small little sliver. On the Jewish calendar, today is 25 Shevat. 25 Shevat. The daily thought is the puzzle. Think of your world as a massive jigsaw puzzle in 3 dimensions plus time. Every object and event that enters your world is meant to fit together neatly with all the other. And yet there seem to be just a heap of discordant fragments. Here's the trick to reassembling these broken pieces. Start by finding your own purpose, then move headstrong towards it. Once you find that purpose, all that's needed for the purpose will find you, and those things already attached to you will find their place as well. Suddenly, suddenly, where once noise and chaos tore you into 1,000 directions, there plays a magnificent symphony. Okay, kind of like yesterday, yesterday talked about all the pieces being broken. Today it's putting them together as a puzzle. Very good. Very good. The Dreamspell Oracle, we're at an 8-tone day, which is called the Galactic Tone of Integrity. The theme is the same theme of enlightenment. So we're going through this enlightenment phase. Today we're at the hand. So are we going to accomplish something, or are we going to tear down something? Are we going to build or destroy? Because the hand can do either one, building or destroying. So which will it be? Either way, it's a transformative action, color blue. The monkey wants us to understand the idea of playfulness and not to get caught up in the illusion. Timelessness of the wizard is our hidden power today. Synchronicity is our challenge, and using our free will, well, that's our like-minded energy. The phrase for today is I harmonize in order to know modeling healing. I seal the store of accomplishment with the galactic tone of integrity. I am guided by the power of magic. Solar wind is up a bit today, 439.6 kilometers per second. Planetary K index is quiet at the moment. We have a 2, possibly a 2. The coronal holes have smoothed over a bit, but we're going to feel some effect from that wind coming off of the holes earlier this week. M-class flare possibility and X-class both still at 1%. Geomagnetic activity is decreasing, going from 20 down to 10 in the mid-latitudes. Upper latitudes, 25 to 15, so things are subsiding. And up in the sky, here's what we're looking at. This was before dawn over the next couple of days. Okay, so we'll see Sagittarius is below the moon, Venus far to the left here, depending on what morning you're looking at it. If you're looking at tomorrow, you'll see it down here, Venus followed by Mercury. Tells us in the early dawn, let's see, Orion stands high in the 4th. In the early dawn, Friday morning, the 5th, catch the crescent moon pointing the way to Venus and Mercury. All right, there you go. There you go. That's it. Cosmic weather. Plan accordingly. Today, I think, is a day of truthfulness. So let's stand in the truth. Just imagine if for one day in America, if we came clean on all of the lies and we just had a day of everyone was honest and truthful. Imagine what that day could be like. It might only take one day. We could clean up a whole lot of problems. We have to really look at ourselves because we have many people covering up the truth for their own particular agendas. We need to fix this by getting to the bottom of things, and we can only do it by starting individually. The truth starts with us. UFO News is up next.
This is the UFO News with Joshua Poet.
All right, thank you, Dirk. Today I have 5 stories. Story number 1, UFO recorded over Madison, Wisconsin, heading into Lake Michigan. All right, there's our object in question, high up in the sky there. This UFO was caught shooting down from the atmosphere and entering Lake Michigan. The Great Lake is notorious for its UFO sightings, especially night catches. UFO tries to make itself look like a comet or meteor, but has no long tail-like meteors, no long tail-like meteors do. Also, there are no fragmented parts. This UFO did disappear over Lake Michigan. It is due east of Madison, and this live cam station at the university is pointing east. Hundreds of videos can be found on YouTube with glowing objects in the day or night over Lake Michigan. There is an alien base below the lake, not on the floor, but several kilometers below the floor level. Okay, so there we go. A little idea of where you're looking at, where exactly it is. And let's take a look at this video here. It's 7 seconds. There it is, right there. Going down and goodbye, gone. All right, Moving on. Fast moving UFO over Oregon. A witness in LaGrange, Oregon claimed to have spotted and recorded a video, a glowing disc-shaped UFO. He reported the sighting to MUFON, and it was filed in case 53207 of the organization witness reporting database. The reported witness was with his wife outside on the balcony enjoying a barbecue when the object made an appearance around 10:05 p.m. August 15, 2013. The husband knew at the moment that it wasn't ordinary. He was taking the video when the mysterious object blasted off so fast it disappeared. He made the report January 3rd, 2014. And this is it. So, a bit of an older sighting. Let's take a look at it. Minute and 51 seconds. Alright, there's our object in question. Alright, it's an older sighting. I know it's not new and recent, but it's what was there. So, there you go. Visiting Area 51. We all know about Area 51. Well, here is a nice, interesting piece about it. 13 minutes, 51 seconds. I'm leaving that for you to watch. It says Area 51 might be most well-known top secret military base in the world. It has appeared in movies, TVs, books, video games, yet we still do not know what is going on there. We take a trip to the middle of nowhere to find out what's going on with Area 51 and where is it. Okay, so the video is for you to check it out. I'm not going to go there. I'm moving on. Just bringing you the link. One more here. Motorist pulls over to film a UFO with dark gray trails above Greater Manchester. There it is. Got some trails off of it. A mysterious aerial object was spotted in the skies over the Greater Manchester. A video shows an apparent black object with gray trails behind it over Aston-under-Lyne. UFO flies through the air and streams out dark gray trails above Aston-under-Lyne, but does not seem to move in any direction. One of the witnesses, Sophie Birch, said that she and her partner saw the object while driving along Aston-under-Lyne. They pulled over to have a better view of the object. Sophie said the object just wasn't moving at all and just hovering in the air. The couple's conversation can be heard on the video trying to figure out the bizarre object, but they just could not explain it. Well, let's take a look at this if we're able to. Alright, doesn't seem to want to play, so maybe there isn't anything here to play. Nope, so the video appears to show a black ship with something coming out of the back. They noticed a flock of birds flying at one point. Okay, so the video is not playing, but link's available, so give it a shot. This is a bigger story here. How important is proof of alien life? Flying saucers, proof of alien life, or a storm in a teacup? The return of the much-loved sci-fi series X-Files has reignited our obsession with whether the truth is really out there. And the CIA recently published UFO files online for the first time, encouraging people to take a peek into our X-Files. Since the end of the Cold War, people have trained their eyes skyward looking for anything unfamiliar or suspicious. Instead of objects launched by the enemy, many people claim to have seen unexplainable weird things that they reported to the authorities. U.S. government agencies have been inundated with reports that had to be investigated, with the most proving to be easily explained by natural or man-made phenomena. A few were truly inexplicable, which gave rise to something of an unidentified flying object mania in the 50s and the 60s. The files show that most had earthly explanations, but conspiracy theorists will continue to speculate. Mysterious objects were seen in the skies thousands of years before the CIA existed. Prehistoric cave paintings and carvings show flying objects and men wearing what appears to be spacesuits, such as the Aboriginal Wandjina figures. In ancient times, the inexplicable object in the air was generally interpreted as supernatural, a visitation of the gods. Most were probably terrestrial phenomena, like the optical illusions meteorites or lightning, but others were more puzzling, like the ancient Roman account of glowing ships in the sky from 218 BC. Occasional sightings of mysterious lights or objects in the sky seemed to increase during World War II when people were on the alert for enemy planes. Some sightings turned out to be rockets, others experimental weapons or aircraft being tested. A peculiar series of sightings involved flying balls, menacing aircraft. American pilots dubbed them as Foo Fighters. Many scientists now believe that the Foo Fighters were either surface-to-air weapons fired at the aircraft or just strange forms of electrical discharge like St. Elmo's fire. But it planted ideas of extraterrestrial craft in the mind of the public. As the world moved into the Cold War, people never got out of the habit of nervously watching the heavens and saw more unusual aircraft and objects again, many of them experimental military weapons and aircraft. In June 1947, American aviator and businessman Kenneth Arnold reported seeing disc-shaped objects while flying near Mount Rainier in Washington. He later said that they moved like saucers skipping on water. They were quickly dubbed flying saucers, a name that stuck. In July of that same year, a paper reported that the military had found a flying disc near Roswell in New Mexico in the U.S. The military later retracted the press release and said the object found was a weather balloon. However, people later interpreted the retraction as a cover-up, but the words flying disc and flying saucer firmly wedged in the public consciousness. Suddenly, the number of sightings boomed. People even began reporting having some contact with or being abducted by aliens. In 1948, the U.S. Air Force began Project Sign to investigate unidentified aircraft and objects. This would later become Project Blue Book. Captain Edward J. Ruppelt, who headed Blue Book, coined the term unidentified flying object or UFO. Project Blue Book continued up until 1969 when it was dismantled after physicist Edward Condon, who helped compile a report that concluded there was no evidence of anything but earthly origins for the sightings, and the phenomena didn't warrant further investigation. And there you have it. Government agency said there's nothing to see here, and that's pretty much what's going on with it. We have to stop listening to those people who are misinforming us, telling you don't see what you really see. We have eyes to see and ears to hear. We've been told this a lot by Yeshua. It means we should use our eyes and we should use our ears, not turn a blind eye to something or pretend that we're not hearing what's going on. It's really simple, really simple. All right, I'll be back. We're going to continue on with the Gospel of Phillip when I return.
Come into our circle, Great Spirit. Fill our souls with peace.
Great Spirit, send down your love, send down your love.
love, shine down your light, show us the way each and every day. Oh, 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 oh,
All right, continuing on. So, the Gospel of Phillip. Gospel of Philip, lots of interesting information here, confirming a lot of what was in the other text as well. It tells the same story over and over, doesn't it? And one thing that I really enjoy and like about this is Yeshua always refers to God as the Mother, Father God. He talks about them in a way different than the New Testament. We don't hear and we don't have this kind of language so much, but here throughout all of these, there's a deep respect and reverence that is shown towards the Mother, Father, God, and a description of God in different ways than the Bible actually does. So I think this is very fascinating. Let's continue on from here. This is the Gospel of Philip. There were three structures for sacrifice in Jerusalem. One opened to the west and was called the Holy Place. A second opened to the south and was called the Holy of the Holy, and the third opened to the east and was called the Holy of the Holies, where only the high priest could enter. The Holy Place is baptism. The Holy of the Holy is redemption. The Holy of the Holies is the bridal chamber. Baptism entails resurrection and redemption is the bridal chamber. The bridal chamber is within a realm superior to what we belong to, and you cannot find anything like it. These are the ones who worship in spirit and in truth, for they do not worship in Jerusalem. There are people in Jerusalem who do worship in Jerusalem, and they await the mysteries called the Holy of Holies, the curtain of which was torn. Our bridal chamber is the image of the bridal chamber above. That is why its curtain was torn from top to bottom, for some people from below had to go up. The powers cannot see those who have put on the perfect light, and they cannot seize them. One puts on the light in the mystery of union. If the female had not separated from the male, the female and the male would not have died. The separation of male and female was the beginning of death. Christ came to heal the separation that was from the beginning and reunite the two in order to give life to those who died through separation and to unite them. A woman is united with her husband in the bridal chamber, and those united in the bridal chamber will not be separated again. This is why Adam became separated from Eve, because she had not united with him in the bridal chamber. Adam's soul came from a breath. The soul's companion is spirit, and spirit given to him is his mother. His soul was taken from him and replaced with spirit. When he was united with spirit, he uttered words superior to the powers, and the powers envied him. They separated him from his spiritual companion that was hidden in the bridal chamber. Okay, these are the powers. These are the archons. The same story of pulling Adam apart in order to get that part that was teaching him inside. Jesus revealed himself at the Jordan River as the fullness of heaven's kingdom. The one conceived before all was conceived again. The one anointed before was anointed again, and the one redeemed others. It is necessary to utter a mystery. The Father of all united with the Virgin, who came down and fire shone on him. On that day the one revealed the great bridal chamber, and this way his body came into being. On that day he came forth from the bridal chamber as one born of a bridegroom and a bride. So Jesus established all within it, and it is fitting for each of the disciples to enter into his rest. Adam came from two virgins, the Spirit and the virgin earth. Christ was born of a virgin to correct the fall that occurred in the beginning. There were two trees growing in paradise. One produces animals, the other produces people. Adam ate of the tree that produces animals, and he became an animal and brought forth animals. As a result, Adam's children worship animals. The tree whose fruit he ate is the tree of knowledge, and because of this, sins increased. If he had eaten the fruit of the other tree, the fruit of the tree of life, which produces people, gods would worship people. As in paradise, God created people that people might create gods, so that in this world, people make gods and worship what they have created. It would be more fitting for the gods to worship people. The truth is, a person's accomplishment depend on the person's abilities, and for this reason, we refer to the accomplishments as abilities. Among such accomplishments are a person's children, and they come into being from a time of rest. Now, one's abilities come to expression in what one accomplishes, and rest is clearly found in children. You will find this also applies to the image. These are the people made after the image who accomplish things through their strength and bring forth children through rest. In this world, slaves serve the free. In heaven's kingdom, the free will serve the slaves, and the attendants of the bridal chamber will serve the wedding guests. The attendants of the bridal chamber have only one name, and that is rest. And when they are together, they need no other form, for they are in contemplation, perception. They are superior among those in the glories of glories. It was necessary for Jesus to go down into the water in order to perfect and purify it, so also those who are baptized in his name are perfected. For he said, "Thus shall we perfect all righteousness." People who say they will first die and then rise are wrong. If they do not receive the resurrection first while they are still alive, they will receive nothing when they die. So it is said of baptism, "Great is baptism, for if people receive it, they will live." Phillip the apostle said, "Joseph the carpenter planted a garden, for he needed wood for his trade." He is the one who made the cross from the trees he planted, and his own offspring hung on what he planted. His offspring was Jesus, and what he planted was the cross. The tree of life, however, is in the middle of the garden. It is an olive tree, and from it comes chrism, and from chrism comes resurrection. The world eats corpses, and everything eaten in this world also dies. Truth eats life, and no one nourished by truth will die. Jesus came from that realm and brought food from there, and he gave life to all who wanted it, that they might not die. God planted a garden, and humans lived in the garden. There are some who dwell with God. This garden is where it will be said to me, "Eat this and do not eat that, as you wish." This is where I shall eat everything, where the tree of knowledge is. That tree killed Adam, but here the tree of knowledge has brought people back to life. That tree was the law. It can give knowledge of good and evil, but it neither freed Adam from evil nor made him good, and it brought death to those who ate it. For when it was said, "Eat this and do not eat," that death began. Chrism is superior to baptism. We are called Christians from the word chrism, not from the word baptism. Christ also had his name from chrism, for the Father anointed the Son anointed the apostles, and the apostles anointed us. Whoever is anointed has everything: resurrection, light, cross, Holy Spirit. The Father gave all this to the person in the bridal chamber, and the person accepted it. The Father was in the Son, and the Son in the Father. This is heaven's kingdom. The Master put it very well. Some have gone into heaven's kingdom laughing, and they have come out laughing. Someone said, "That is a Christian." The person said again, "That is one who went down into the water and came up as master of all." Redemption is no laughing matter, but the person goes laughing into heaven's kingdom out of contempt for those rags. If a person despises the body and considers it a laughing matter, the person will come out laughing. So it is also with bread, the cup, and oil, though there are mysteries higher than these. The world came into being through a mistake. The Creator wanted to make it incorruptible and immortal, but he failed and did not get what he hoped for the world is not incorruptible, and the Creator of the world is not incorruptible. Things are not incorruptible, but offspring are. Nothing can receive incorruptibility unless it has an offspring, and whatever it cannot receive certainly cannot give. The cup of prayer contains wine and water, for it represents the blood which thanksgiving is offered. It is full of the Holy Spirit, and it belongs to the completely perfect human. When we drink it, we take to ourselves the perfect human. The living water is a body, and we must put on the living human. Thus, when one is about to go down into the water, one strips in order to put on the living human. A horse brings forth a horse, a human brings forth humans, a deity brings forth deities. So also bridegrooms and brides come from the bridegroom and the bride. No Jews from Greeks, from Jews to Christians. There was another generation of people, and these blessed people were called the chosen spiritual ones, true humankind, the child of humankind and the offspring of the child of humankind. This true generation is renowned in the world, and this is where the attendants of the bridal chamber are. In this world, where strength and weakness are to be found, there is union of male and female. But in the eternal realm, there is no different kind of union, or there is a different kind of union. Although we refer to these things with the same words, there are also other words that are superior to every word that is pronounced. These are above strength, for there is strength, and there are those superior to strength, and they are not different, but the same. This is incomprehensible to hearts of flesh. All those who have everything should know themselves, should they not? If some do not know themselves, they will not enjoy what they have, but those who know themselves will enjoy their possessions. The perfect human can neither be grasped nor seen. What is seen can be grasped. No one can obtain this grace without putting on perfect light and becoming perfect light. Whoever puts on light will enter the place of rest. This is perfect light, and we must become perfect humans before we leave the world. Whoever obtains everything but does not separate from this world will not be able to attain that realm, but will go to the middle place, for that one is not perfect. Only Jesus knows the fate of that person. The holy person is completely holy, including the person's body. The holy person who takes up bread consecrates it, and does the same with the cup or anything else the person takes up and consecrates. So how would that person not consecrate the body also? As Jesus perfected the water of baptism, he poured death out. For this reason we go down into the water, but not into death, that we may not be poured out into the spirit of the world. When it blows, winter comes. When the Holy Spirit blows, summer comes. Whoever knows the truth is free, and free person does not sin, for one who sins is a slave of sin. Truth is the mother, knowledge is the father. Those who do not allow themselves to sin this world calls free. They do not allow themselves to sin, and knowledge of the truth lifts them up. That is, it makes them free and superior to all. But love builds up. Whoever is free through knowledge is a slave because of love for those who do not yet have the freedom of knowledge. Knowledge enables them to be free. Love never says it owns anything, though it owns everything. Love does not say this is mine or that is mine, but rather all that is mine is yours. Spiritual love is wine and perfume. People who anoint themselves with it enjoy it, and while these people are present, others around also enjoy it. If the people who are anointed leave them and go away, the others who are not anointed but are only standing around are struck with their bad odor. The Samaritan gave nothing to the wounded person except oil and wine. That is only ointment. The ointment healed the wound, for love covers a multitude of sins. The children of a woman brings forth resembles the man she loves. If it is her husband, they resemble her husband. If it is a lover, they resemble the lover. Often if a woman must sleep with her husband, but her heart is with the lover with whom she usually has sex, the children resemble the lover. So you who live with the Son of God do not love this world, but love the Master, that what you bring forth may not resemble the world, but may resemble the Master. Humans have sex with humans, horses have sex with horses, donkeys have sex with donkeys. members of a species have sex with members of the same species, so also spirit has intercourse with spirit. Word mingles with word, light mingles with light. If you become human, a human will love you. If you become spirit, spirit will reunite with you. If you become word, word will have intercourse with you. If you become light, light will mingle with you. If you become one of those above will rest on you. If you become a horse or donkey or bull or dog or sheep or some other animal, wild or tame, then neither human nor spirit nor word nor light can love you. Those above and those within cannot rest in you, and you have no part in them. People who are slaves against their will can be free. People who are freed by favor of their master can then sell themselves back into slavery, cannot be free again. Farming in this world depends on 4 things, and a harvest is gathered and taken into the barn as a result of water, earth, air, and light. God's farming also depends on 4 things: faith, hope, love, and knowledge. Faith is the earth which we take root. Hope is the water with which we are nourished. Love is the air through which we grow, and knowledge is the light by which we ripen. Grace exists in 4 ways. It is earthly, it is heavenly, the highest heaven. Blessings on the one who never grieved a soul, that is, Jesus Christ. He came upon the whole earth and never laid a burden upon anyone. Blessings on one like this, for this is a perfect human. The word tells us how difficult it is to bring this about. How can we accomplish such a feat? How can we give help to everyone? To begin with, one must not cause grief to anyone, whether great or small, unbeliever or believer, and one must not give help to those who are well off. There are some who profit by helping the rich. The person who does good deeds will not help the rich, for this person will not take anything that may be desirable, nor can such a person cause them grief, since this person does not give them trouble. The new rich sometimes cause others grief, but the person who does good deeds does not do this. It is the wickedness of these people that causes their grief. The person with the nature of the perfect human gives joy to the good, but some people are deeply distressed by all of this. There was a householder who had everything: children, slaves, cattle, dogs, pigs, wheat, barley, chaff, fodder, oil, meat, and acorns. This householder was wise and knew the food of each. He fed the children baked bread and meat. He fed the slaves oil and grain. He fed the cattle barley, chaff, and fodder. He threw the dogs some bones. He fed the pigs acorns and gruel. So it is with the disciples of God. If they are wise, they understand discipleship. Bodily forms will not deceive them, but they will examine the condition of each person's soul and speak appropriately with that person. In the world, many animals have human form. If the disciples of God identify them as pigs, they feed them acorns. If cattle, they feed them barley, chaff, and fodder. If dogs, they throw them some bones. If slaves, they feed them what is preliminary. If children, they feed them what is complete. There is a child of humankind, and there is the child of humankind. The child of humankind is the master, and the child of humankind is the one who creates through the child of humankind. The child of humankind received from God the ability to create. He can also procreate. One who has received the ability to create is a creature, and one who has received the ability to procreate is an offspring. One who creates cannot procreate, but one who procreates can create. One who creates is said to procreate, but the offspring are really creatures, because these offspring are not children of procreation, but works of creation. One who creates works openly and is visible. One who procreates does so secretly and is hidden, for one who procreates is beyond every image. So then, one who creates does so openly, and one who procreates produces offspring secretly. No one can know when a husband and a wife have sex except those two, for marriage in this world is a mystery for those married. If defiled marriage is hidden, how much more is undefiled marriage a true mystery? It is not fleshy, but pure. It belongs not to desire, but to will. It belongs not to darkness or night, but to the day and the light. If marriage is exposed, it has become prostitution, and the bride plays the harlot not only if she is impregnated by another man, but even if she slips out of the bedchamber and is seen. Let her show herself only to her father and to her mother, the friend of the bridegroom and the attendants of the bridegroom. They are allowed to enter the bridal chamber every day, but let others yearn just to hear her voice and enjoy the fragrance of her ointment, and let them feed on the crumbs that fall from the table like dogs. Bridegrooms and brides belong to the bridal chamber. No one can see a bridegroom or a bride except by becoming one. When Abraham was able to see what he was to see, he circumcised the flesh of the foreskin, thus teaching us that it is necessary to destroy the flesh. As long as their insides are hidden, most beings in this world are alive and well. If their insides are exposed, they die, as is clear by the example of the visible part of a person. As long as the person's intestines are hidden, the person is alive. If the intestines are exposed and come out, the person dies. Likewise, while its root is hidden, the tree sprouts and grows. If its root is exposed, the tree withers. So it is with all things produced in this world, not only the visible, but also the hidden. As long as the root of evil is hidden, it is strong. When it is recognized, it is undone, and if it is brought into light, it dies. For this reason, the word says, already the axe is laid at the root of the trees. It will not merely cut them down, for what is cut down sprouts up again. Rather, the axe will dig down until it cuts out the root. Jesus pulled out the root of the whole place, but others did so only in part. Let each of us dig down after the root of evil within us and pull it out for our hearts from the root. It will be uprooted if we recognize it, but if we are ignorant of it, it takes root in us and produces fruit in our hearts. It dominates us. We are its slaves, and it takes us captive so that we do not want and do not do what we want. It is powerful because we do not recognize it. As long as it exists, it stays active. Ignorance is the mother of all evil. Ignorance leads to death, because those who come from ignorance neither were nor are nor will be. But those in the truth will be perfect when all truth is revealed, for truth is like ignorance. While hidden, truth rests in itself, but when revealed and recognized, truth is praised in that it is stronger than ignorance and error. It gives freedom. The word says, if you know the truth will make you free. Ignorance is a slave, knowledge is freedom. If we know the truth, we shall find the fruit of truth within us. We join it, and it will bring us fulfillment. At present, we encounter the visible things of creation, and we say that they are mighty and worthy, and that the hidden things are weak and insignificant. It is not so with the visible things of truth. They are weak and insignificant, but hidden things are mighty and worthy. The mysteries of truth are made known in the symbols and images. The bedchamber is hidden, and it is the holy of the holy. At first, the curtain concealed how God manages creation. But when the curtain is torn and what is inside appears, the building will be left deserted, or rather will be destroyed, and the whole Godhead will flee from the here, but not into the Holy of Holies, for it cannot mingle with the pure light and the perfect fullness. Instead, it will remain under the wings of the cross and under its arms. This ark will be the salvation for people when flood waters surge over them. Whoever belongs to the priestly order can go inside the curtain along with the high priest. For this reason, the curtain was not torn only at the top, for then only the upper realm would have been opened. And it was not torn only at the bottom, for then it would have revealed only the lower realm. No, it was torn from the top to the bottom. The upper realm was opened for us in the lower realm, that we might enter the hidden realm of truth. This is what is truly worthy and mighty, and we shall enter through symbols that are weak and insignificant. They are weak compared to perfect glory. There is glory that surpasses glory. There is power that surpasses power. Perfect things have opened to us, and hidden things of truth. The Holy of Holies was revealed, and the bedchamber invited us in. As long as the seed of the Holy Spirit is hidden, wickedness is ineffective. though it is not yet removed from the midst of the seed, and they are still enslaved to evil. But when the seed is revealed, then perfect light will shine on everyone, and all who are in the light will receive the chrism. Then slaves will be freed and captives ransomed. Every plant that my Father in heaven has not planted will be pulled out. What is separated will be united. What is empty will be filled. Everyone who enters the bedchamber will kindle the light. This is like marriages that occur in secret and take place at night. The light of the fire shines during the night and then goes out. The mysteries of that marriage, however, are performed in the day and the light, and neither that day nor its light ever sets. If someone becomes an attendant of the bridal chamber, that person will receive the light. If one does not receive it while here in this place, one cannot receive it in the other place. Those who receive the light can not be seen or grasped. Nothing can trouble such a person even while they are living in this world. And when they leave this world, they already receive truth through images, and the world has become the eternal realm. To these people, the eternal realm is fullness. This is the way it is. It is revealed to such a person alone, hidden not in darkness and night, but hidden in perfect day and holy light. So there you have it, the gospel according to Phillip. So it fits right in with, the idea of truthfulness. It mentions truthfulness quite a bit, and the truthfulness comes from connecting with the true source, the mother, the father, the son, and not being caught up in this artificial reality. It's not saying the artificial reality is bad, it's just we need to know the difference, because we kind of are trapped in a situation here where we've been led to believe that this reality and what was created here is the way things are. Yet there's these other realms that exist outside of this, and that's the important part. If they're not teaching that through the Bible, then there's something missing. To know that there's something greater and bigger out there that we could know about if we only simply shared that truth of what it is that we do know. So, lots of food for thought there. The link's available so you can go and check it out, read through it. I usually need to read through each one of these, several times, 2, 3, 4. I just keep reading through them and understand more and more. And sometimes if you take a little section and just read one little section and then break it down, it helps to understand it more and more. So that's a good exercise practice. I've got a lot out from it, and I encourage you to do the same thing. Just break down what it is we went over, and you really find that there's a lot of information in there that starts to make more and more sense. Okay, moving on. This is channeled message for today from Quan.
Stating your intentions, Quan, February 3rd, 2016. Channeled by Daniel Scranton. It is I, Quan. Stating your intention is putting your energy in alignment. As long as you are open to how that intention comes to fruition, it is an act of expansion through an act of focusing. Focusing on something specific may not seem like an inherently expansive thing to do, but it is all about you and your energy. It is all about what puts you in your flow. And so, stating an intention and then letting it go will do just that. It will put you in the greater flow that is always available to you. You are creating that which is a part of your particular flow of energy. You are determining what works for you and what does not. By stating your intention, you are acknowledging your uniqueness. You did not all come to experience the same things. You are entitled to experience that which is most in alignment with the flow of your energy. It is not up to anyone else to decide that for you. But when you let the intentions of others get in between you and your intentions, you find yourselves out of your flow. You find your energy stifled, and that is when you get tired, sick, and uninterested in remaining in the physical reality. So I suggest that you state your intentions and that you recognize that you have the right to do so. There is nothing for you to earn, and there is nothing for you to live up to. There is only your focus and where you decide to place it. And what you intend for yourself does not need to interfere with the intentions of anyone else. All can be focused on that which is for each and every one of you the greatest and highest good, and no one has to be left out. No one has to be diminished or compromised in any way in order for all to live in alignment with their flow, with the flow of source energy. I am Quan Yin, and I hold you in my heart.
Okay. Good message from Quan Yin. Quan Yin. I think it's funny how the computer says it, Xuan Lin. So, okay. Brings us to our meditation for today, so close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Take another deep breath. And exhale again. And another breath. And exhale. And I just want you to take a moment to observe this material world that you live in. Eyes open, looking around at the world. And you see this world, and it seems to be very real. But then you close your eyes and you go inside, and you see that there's this great expansiveness that does not seem to be limited to the physical body. It just goes on and on. And through this we understand our connections are much deeper than this physical. So we follow this energy that flows from our being, and we follow it all the way back to source. We follow it from this realm into the multiple other realms, to the 12 realms, to the 4 realms of light, to the realm of the divine autogens Christ, to the realm of the Mother, the Father. And there we find our origin, the source of all that flows through us in all things created. And as we contemplate this world and our connection to this source, we understand that this world does not encourage this connection, but quite the opposite, seeks to disconnect us. So our choice is really simple. Do we follow the creator of the entire system, the universe of universes, the Mother, Father, or do we follow the error? The answer is simple. For when we allow the truthfulness of spirit to fill our hearts, we understand that there is only one way to go, and that is to connect with the spirit that flows through us. For there is no other way that this spirit can be except to flow through us. It is up to each one of us to choose whether we recognize and honor this spirit or whether we choose to ignore it. So let's go through this day connecting with this spirit. And when we see others, let's just imagine sending positive thoughts out to them that encourage them to connect with their spirit as well. And let's imagine all of us across the entire earth connecting. Heavenly Mother, Heavenly Father, divine autogens Christ, thank you for the blessings that flow down, flow through all of your creations. Thank you for the opportunity we have each and every moment to reconnect with Source. And thank you for eyes that allow us to see through the illusions, and ears that allow us to hear the deceits and the lies, that we might step away from all of these distractions, disconnections. And we thank you as always, Great Spirit, for all of the blessings made available to us this each and every day. So let's just imagine ourselves continuing on through life today, just sending out positive vibes as we connect with the spirit that flows through us. Let the subconscious mind continue on that journey. And let's bring the conscious mind back to the present moment on the count of 3. 3, coming back to the present moment filled with confidence. 2, coming back to the present moment filled with faith. And 1, coming back to the present moment happy, healthy, and whole. Happy, healthy, and whole. Take another deep breath. Exhale and open your eyes. That's it. That's the show for today. You know, there's so many opportunities we have in this world to make the world better. Each and every day. Each and every day we have an opportunity. Whether we could stand in the light of truth or we move into the shadow of darkness. The choices are ours. And we often let ourselves become influenced by those who are following the path of darkness. But we can change things. We can make this world into a much different place. We don't have to let all of the dark, evil intended individuals run the show. That's the illusion that they have the power. But they don't. We have the power. We just need to stand up. Stand up as a whole and stop fighting with ourselves. Stop fighting with the spirit that flows through us. Just connect. That's all we need to do. And I think that we're going to be all right. There's challenges, there's battles going on. But I believe that we have moved forward into a place where the light and the opportunities are available to us. And I do believe that each and every day more people are tuning into that. So it's only a matter of time. Because in the end, God wins. God wins. That's it, my friends. Trust God and all will go well in your world. Trust God. I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for being here. Have an awesome day. I love you. Keep loving each other, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace. I'm out of here.